Good afternoon, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Watching the progress of the winds that have been raking across parts of western and now into central and almost into eastern parts of New York. We're seeing power outages all the way up into the St. Lawrence River Valley, the Tug Hill Plateau region, and just beginning to get into the Adirondacks. This is the frontal boundary. It looks like it's going to be making a shift and pushing east between probably about 4 to somewhere around 5:30. And this latest indications are we're going to see these strong gusty winds with the frontal passage. And one way you can be able to tell is the starting to see the clouds break up, and of course a little bit better mixing. This is the upper level low. This is going to be tracking north of the St. Lawrence River Valley, a little bit north of Montreal. And as we get on the backside, that's going to be the main impulse here. This is starting to rotate around the southern periphery of this area of low pressure. So as it whips on through, kind of like a slingshot, it will produce the strong gusty winds. Latest indications are it's still much more at mountaintop levels, highest elevations between the Champlain and Connecticut River valleys. This is the HRRR model, and this would be about 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see roughly at 8 o'clock we really start to pin some gusts over 50 miles an hour. That would be 9 o'clock this evening, 10, 11, and then finally midnight, or 1 o'clock in the morning. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 finally. And you notice the winds have fallen off, so the peak winds appear with the main burst here, especially across New York. And they hold off just a little bit, and then it takes a little bit longer for them to really start to show up, and this is 9 o'clock. So it's a little bit slower ramp up once they get east of the Vermont-New York border, or east of Lake Champlain. So this is valid through 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Note that we have some lighter wind gusts east of the Green Mountains. I'm not sure I would count on this just yet, as the higher terrain areas will likely see these very strong winds. But note, there's a definite indication here that the strongest winds have come through western and portions of central New York, of course across Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River Valley, and of course the mountaintop regions, both the Catskills, some parts of the Mohawk Valley, as well as up into the eastern part of the High Peaks region. To be expected, these are higher elevations. And then of course along the spine of the Green Mountains, the Presidential Range, Mount Washington, and so forth. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.